Okay, one day during the day, I was surfing through TV and I came upon the program where Dr. Martin was being interviewed, and he was talking about symptoms of chronic pain. And I stopped to listen. My daughter's been suffering with chronic pain for 8 years and seen several doctors. And every time she goes to the doctors, she would come back frustrated, crying. They didn't pay attention to her. So she felt like she couldn't communicate to the doctors. So anyway, I listened to Dr. Martin's commercial, and it was my daughter. All the symptoms and pains, it was my daughter, and so I called out to my granddaughter and said, "Come and listen to this." And I backed up the TV, and we were watching it, and he offered a free screening. And so we called Terry and asked her, when are you free? How can I make an appointment? And so she took us up on it.
And I'm Terry, or Mary Filson. I'm from Placerville, and like my mother said, I've been suffering for years. Started off with IBS symptoms and migraine symptoms, and escalated eventually to what was symptoms of fibromyalgia. And I'd just seen so many doctors asking for another doctor, trying to get someone to please help me. I felt invalidated. I would leave the doctors crying, upset, telling them that their medicines are making me feel nauseous. They weren't helping me. And it was just a big spiral downhill. I had to take depression pills, which, of course, I was depressed. I went from walking 6 miles a day, working full-time, and a straight-A student in college, to not even being able to make it down the street. I couldn't drive anymore. I couldn't hold my memory. I couldn't hold a conversation. My daughter would get frustrated with me. Coming to my consultation, that was wonderful in itself, because for the first time I was validated. As I was listening to Dr. Martin was telling me what my symptoms were, and I just kept shaking my head. Oh my God, somebody understands what I'm going through. And that meant the world to me. My first visit, I ran into other patients, and they were very comforting and telling me their progress. Before I became a patient here, I was having to use a wheelchair for long distances, or having to wait anywhere for any period of time, or I'd have to use my cane for short distances. I had to quit school. I ended up on disability from work because I couldn't focus to do my job, and I couldn't focus to keep my straight A's. Since I've completed this program with Dr. Martin, I'm able to drive again. I am able to. Today I walked around the block and felt very little pain. I get to interact with my grandson, and that was very, very important to me. And I'm getting my life back. And every time I would leave the appointments with Dr. Martin, I left with a smile on my face. I believe it was my third appointment that I started getting the feeling in my toes back. And it wasn't just me noticing things progressing, but my family noticed. My daughter can hold conversations with me. She's really frustrated. I used to, with the medications that I used to take, and now I'm on no medications, which is wonderful. It was catch-22 back then. My husband would have to deal with either me being lethargic because of the medications that I was given, or being mean when I wasn't on the medications. We're getting along a lot better now because I'm not lethargic or mean. I'm actually active. I'm getting to be the woman that he met before my illness, and it's awesome. I don't know how else to explain it. I with my last brain map, I'm 70% better than I was when I came to Dr. Martin. And when you leave his program, he tells you that you are now his VIP, that if you ever need to come back for a few more treatments, that you can do that for just the cost of the office visit, which is not that much. It's very worth it to come and get your care here. I plan on working with the tools that I've been given through Dr. Martin to continue to strive for that 100%. And I would recommend this to anybody going through chronic pain, chronic depression, can't sleep, can't eat without feeling discomfort. I had so many different things going on with me, and I ended up becoming very dependent on so many other people to do anything for me. And now I feel like I'm getting my life back. It's worth it.